Hey guys.
Hello, welcome everybody. We are just kicking off this call with our community from Metapool. So, really appreciate all the people that is supporting us through the audience, and really excited to see all the news that we will be sharing in the next couple of minutes until the next hour. And we have many guests and people from our team on Metapool that is going to be sharing about what is happening on our this new enlargement that is Solana Restaking that is being announced right now. So we have I see that we have on our team we have Claudio Cosillo that is our co-founders. Do you want to welcome the audience, Claudio?
Yes, hello everybody. Apologies, we started this a little bit, a few minutes late, but anyhow, better late than sorry. Uh, my name is Claudio. I'm the co-founder of Metapool. We're a liquid staking, multi-chain liquid staking DAO. We've been operating for the last 3 years. Last August 21st, 22nd, sorry, was our third year anniversary. So going into our first new month for the new year. So really excited about this, and yeah, next week is Breakpoint, so lots of things happening. And thank you very much, everybody, for taking your time. I know from many of us it's quite late, so anyhow, excited to be here, and let's get this rolling.
Awesome. Thank you, Claudio. And we have guests on our here in the scenario. So I think that we can start by introducing Diego. Diego from Super Team on Solana. Diego, do you want to introduce yourself and talk more about your team?
No, of course, of course. Thank you so much for having me. I hope my internet connection is okay because I'm already near Singapore for our conference next week in our event with Metapool. We're gonna have an amazing event there on the 21st for the launch. This is great, being close to Claudio and working with you guys at Metapool since I started this role, leading the Latin America region for Solana. I've been with Solana for 2 years this month, and in this role since the beginning of the year. Also launching Super Team in Brazil, and now we are relaunching in Mexico. And super excited about what you guys are doing here, and we want to support in not just in Latin America, but in other countries where we have the reach of the Solana community.
Fantastic. Welcome, Diego, and thank you for being here. We have, following this super team, people that we have is also King with us. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us more about Super Team UAE?
Sure. So, hey, I'm King. I'm a member of Super Team UA, right? And Super Team UA, each Super Team has its own pros, right? So, Super Team's UA's power is to get people in front of VCs who are based out of the UA region, right? And we all know that how good UAE is as far as regulations are concerned. They like to move towards Web3 in a more regulated manner, and thus there are various free zones, various regulatory bodies like WARA, DCI, etc. And yeah, essentially what we do is we're doing Founders Villa, which is upcoming on in October, where we essentially invite founders to Dubai. So yeah, we also have golden tickets. Right now, I'm in Canada, so I'll be heading giving out golden tickets to folks from Super Team Canada. Before this, I was in Buenos Aires for Forma, which was happening on Solana's behalf. So I have also been in and around the LATAM region. Um, so yeah, we are so yeah, Super Team UA Founders Villa. We invite folks. We set up meetings with various regulatory bodies like WARA, DCIM, etc., and also with VCs so that people can raise money. Right. So essentially, best strategy for projects how they can raise money. So yeah, that's essentially Super Team UA.
Perfect. Thank you, and welcome to this call. Surely will be exciting to share more insights about what is happening with its Super Team UA. So we have also in our guest we have NB from Nightly Wallet. Welcome, NB. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite. Yeah, I'm founder of Nightly, and we are basically building a cross-chain wallet. We've been actually, already collaborating with Metapool on Near, and it seems like our kind of collaboration is going to grow kind of outside of Near into, for example, Solana. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So, thank you guys for joining, and we will be starting this call. As mentioned, we are having or we want to share to our audience many of the experience that currently exists for on the development of the Solana ecosystem, how it is to grow projects, how to fund startups inside of Solana. We know that there is a huge community. I think the whole industry have eyes on how the Solana's community work, and is very resilient on everything that happens through the time, and still is working there. And we have like many points on why Metapools took the decision of launching Restaking on Solana. Many of them are pretty clear. Some others we will be willing to discuss it more in detail from Claudio. But we want to start this conversation asking to you, Diego, what are the opportunities that you see to the new projects, developers, and founders inside of the Solana ecosystem? Can you share us more about this?
Yeah, there's so many opportunities. It's almost hard to keep track of everything that's happening because we got to a point now in which the community is really taking the lead in creating a lot of initiatives around the world. Many of them led for super teams such as Brazil, Mexico, UAE. I mean, I think we are already 12 countries with a super team. But what's really key right now, I think the focus of the community is the global hackathon, Raider. It's we actually a startup competition, and it's the biggest in Web3 as far as I'm aware. This is the second edition of this year. We usually have over 1,000 project submissions, 10,000 participants from over 110 countries, and we're expecting to see even stronger numbers in this edition. We offer about I think it's about 600K now in prizes, plus seed capital and accelerator through a partner of the foundation. And what's really important, the visibility that teams have, because as I mentioned, there are teams participating and the sponsors and partners in many different markets, and it has become really one of the highlights of the year for the ecosystem. So submissions are due October 8th. And teams have submitted a 3-minute video with a pitch of their business and MVP of something, a product working on Solana. And there's more information on solana.com/hackathon. But for Latin America, we have something special this year. We are launching a Latin America-focused startup competition at the same time as the Global Hackathon. We have a few things that are going to be a little different. So one of them is that we have no restrictions in terms of amount of capital or funding that has been raised by the startup, and also the length of time in which the team or the product has been live. So really, any startup that is building on Solana can compete. The submission is the same as the Global Hackathon, so it's October 8th. And what's really cool is after submissions close, we're going to select the best 16 teams from Latin America, and they're going to compete in a pitch competition live in front of a global audience on Twitter. And the audience is going to be able to vote and bet on the winning team. So this is going to be really interesting to see how much you can engage of the general population to come and watch the competition, and also learn a little bit about Web3, because we're also going to have guests that are going to be discussing each of the teams that are competing. We designed some really cool merch for each country. So we hope to create something here that we can scale much bigger next year in Latin America, and then to other regions around the world. So I'd say for anyone who's looking to build or get more exposure in the Solana ecosystem, to take a look at these two opportunities. The website for Copa America is copasolana.com.
Awesome, dear. Yeah, we had a chance to talk here on Mexico City, all these details, and on that time I was like it was really impressive to hear all of what Solana is doing. Well, there is like a big atmosphere around Solana always, but hearing it directly is always like something that makes you feel the sense of what is happening inside of Solana. And so, King, I want to ask probably to you, based on everything that Diego mentioned, what has been your own experience around this? How are you doing about creating new projects and growing inside of the Solana ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, the situation right now is so I'm also like founder of DevForce, which is like we are like a Dev plus VC agencies. We write angel checks for projects. We also provide them with code guidance and compute, right? And of the situations like as far as the hackathon, the radar hackathon is concerned, which is like I was the so I'm sure you guys must have heard about Grizzlython, which was like the first Solana global hackathon. So I was the grand champion of that, and I won that with Underdog Protocol. And after that, I have been, guiding projects for past 2 years for hackathons and how exactly they can raise going forward. What we are doing right now is we are sponsoring projects within a UAE ecosystem, right? So there's SCT University. Hang on, I'll put this in the chat. Yeah. So we are sponsoring projects and helping them in like submitting to the Radar Hackathon, and we also want to do that with folks in Latin America as well, right? So we did give golden tickets to like a couple of folks there in Buenos Aires, and the plan is we're going to be inviting these folks to Founders Villa, if obviously that due diligence it goes through and all. Yeah, so that is how we are helping the projects who are serious about building. They'll have some kind of a strategy on how exactly they're going to be raising money. It could be two ways. It could one be fair launch, which is also completely a good way of launching a project, and second is raising through VCs, because when you are raising through VCs, there are multiple things which they're gonna look at. They're gonna look at your cap table. They're gonna look at your balance sheet. So yeah, that's the thing. For a project to raise, everything should be perfect, and that is how Super Team UAE they are helping. We are helping projects in figuring out that they are uh, legally and regulatory very sound, and we as Step first make sure that they are technically sound.
Awesome. Thanks, King. And well, I'm also want to hear NB. We know that you have this integration with Solana. There is this multi-chain scheme, but specifically on the Solana ecosystem, what challenge you have found for integrate inside of the ecosystem, from probably with interacting with founders or other people inside of the ecosystem? What are your major challenges that you have found, and how and what you have do to solve this challenge?
Um,
Um,
yes.
I,
This
uh,
this goes for NB. So sorry.
sorry. No
No,
worries, no
don't
worries.
worry, don't worry. It's everything fine.
Um, yeah. So I've been in crypto, especially Solana, basically since like a beginning. So back in like OG days, like 2021. Everybody knew each other, and I was actually one of the winners of like the first Solana hackathons. So we knew each other. But I can say, from one side, it's definitely like a perfect way to stand out by participating in hackathon. I think this is like the best way to make yourself known in an ecosystem, and also like directly be put in front of like bigger audience. And I think like a lot of projects that you see right now in an ecosystem at some point were part of some kind of hackathon. So I think that's perfect way. And of course, like communicating with founders, with VCs. I think Solana is like one big family that it's really easy to kind of get uh, to get connected with each other. So I personally haven't found any problems with reaching out different people. But of course, like, playing a VC game, this is a little bit different. You've got to, show some numbers. And here's also kind of where hackathon could be beneficial. So in a nutshell, I can say, like, put a lot of effort inside the hackathons, because I think this is definitely a big opportunity.
Hackathons, keyword on this to be able to participate and start. And I think that it is like really common inside of all this industry where we are looking for the best talents, the best projects, and the best teams to start working inside of the Solana ecosystem. So, well, I really appreciated all the comments. I think that we can mention that recently there has been events here in Latin America. So we had events for the Solana ecosystem from in Mexico City and in Buenos Aires. So there were relevant announcements, including the Restake aggregator announcement that was made inside of these meetups. Diego, can you tell us more about these events? What happened? How it is linked with the Restaking aggregator announcement, and in general, how was the experience here in Latin America?
Yeah, no, the event that we had in Mexico City was really great. Thanks again for the collab there. And then for the rest of I guess the month until October 7th, we're gonna have more events in Mexico City, focus more on Copa America, but also always open to the Metapool community to come and join and share ideas with us. We definitely want to do more events there to support this launch and Metapool in general for the rest of the year and beyond. And then we have this. I don't know if you're ready to share that now, Claudio, but the in Singapore is going to be pretty packed with a lot of things going on, and we're going to have at least one launch party for Metapool next week. So look out for an invite from us. And it's this industry, it's crazy. We can have events nonstop all the time. It's hard to keep track of all of this, but we really focus on the quality, right? If you notice, the Solana ecosystem, especially the events that run by the foundation, and even more now by super teams, we definitely raise the quality of the experience there. And the goal is really to bring you in, get to learn with us, learn about staking and restaking, all this cool stuff that's happening and that we're developing now, that we see a lot of potential. And it's incredible to see the progress made and have done, and representing Latin America with such great product.
Yeah, we're ready to get the cat out of the bag, right? So definitely right now, if you go to metapool.app/restake, you'll get a fun game for now. We launched an earn campaign, so folks can start to get the feeling on participating, or more importantly, being engaged with the Metapool DAO. We're going to be officially launching the restaking aggregator service together with some wallet partners such as Nightly, Backpack. We're talking to Fox Wallet as well, and a couple of others, Soulflare, some of the local, or sorry, more native wallets from the Solana ecosystem. But definitely going to keep it open for more folks to participate. But for now, we have a fun earn campaign that we just launched. We put in a couple of $300 so people can just go and see Senor Pool miss the candles, right? So definitely have fun there. But it's all fun and games until the 20th. When on the 21st we go live with the restaking aggregator service. We're partnering with Solayer, we're partnering with Picasso Network and with Allstake to support their AVSs being launched on Solana. And yeah, just happy. It has been a lot of work put into it. We've also are very thoughtful and mindful of the users' tokens and assets. So the contract has already been audited by the BlockSec security team. So knock on wood that everything goes smoothly. because what we least want is to put people's assets in any type of risk. So we did a proper security audit for it, and audits take time. So you have to be a little bit patient and just go back and forth with the security auditors. But more so than anything, it's just we enjoy building on top of blockchain technology. Solana is a great technology. It has a high barrier of entry, but I reckon as more hackathons are starting to emerge, Copa America being one of them, or Copa Solana, we will start to see more high quality teams building on Solana from the region. Really excited about Founders Village that King and his team is putting up as well. So for folks after Breakpoint, you have to sign up, you have to RSVP, and you will have to get whitelisted to attend. But definitely for us, it's been a ride. And thank you very much, Diego King. NB, nice to see you. Nice to bump into each other again, right? After a few years on the near ecosystem, now we're here back in where it all began for you, and for us, it's a new beginning with Solana. So anyhow, just really exciting times, to be honest. We'll be hitting up Iceland DAO as well. So shout out to the Iceland DAO guys and gals who are already there in um I can recall the island for Thailand. Osmin, I can recall. Sorry, man. My Spanish and English is it's the only thing that I can say right now. So, but anyhow, go for Iceland DAO. Look into it as well. You have to RSVP and get whitelisted to get head out over to the island. But if you're keen in building and meeting VCs, then Founders Village is the way to go. King, you want to share more information about that?
Yeah. So any project who's building on Solana and they have like a proper action plan, as in how much they want to raise, what valuation they want to raise, and how much and apart from that, how much what's the action plan going forward next, right? And if you are building on Solana and if you want to move towards Dubai in a more regulatory manner, right, then what you can do is you can apply to Founders Villa, right? And there's a good vetting process, right? So we're gonna vet your project, and then we are gonna see if things pan out. We are gonna Habibi come to Dubai.
Alan, any you want to continue with MC?
I'm sorry. Are you sharing something? Because I'm not seeing anything.
No.
Is
So the next questions.
perfect. Yeah. I was guessing that it was being shared this screen. Well, probably I was going to ask Claudio because we saw that super team is here, that we have wallets integrations, that is all the team of Metapool inside of it. So the full army is mounted for this. So, but I think it's work because we have a big audience hearing this stream. Is why it is relevant if we already have liquid staking tokens to now have liquid restaking tokens, and what are the new opportunities that are discovered with the liquid restaking tokens? So, Claudio, you can take on this.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question, right? So for us, there's a two-sided story here, right? We've seen and we've continued to see a lot of L1s being launched on different blockchains, and I think a lot of them are looking for ways to bootstrap or go to market more quickly. If you're launching an L1, of course, one of the big challenges is validator nodes for your network. And what restaking does is that it abstracts all this computing power in an easy manner for folks to, or sorry, for builders to tap into this compute power. Of course, tapping into security and consensus mechanism of it, right? I think the objective here is to abstract the Solana L1 compute power and security mechanism and consensus, and for other L1s to use it in order for them to bootstrap their blockchain. Um, it is a very interesting concept. When Eigenlayer first exposed it, I think it was back in 2022 when we first saw it, 23 when we started we started really seeing traction, and some of our investors, such as Dragonfly, coming to us and stating, "Hey, this is going to happen." But then, to be totally transparent here, many of us, including Lucy and myself, were a little bit concerned of it, because at the end of the day, it is a new way for folks to build on top of blockchain technology. And we thought, okay, so this is another layer of abstraction on top of another of one, right? Um, and we didn't really see it at first. But then back in Debt Connect in Istanbul, we started talking more one-on-one with the Eigenlayer team, and we saw that this was going to happen. Of course, there was all this liquidity being put into it, and we immediately saw the opportunity for this to happen on other L1s, right? And this is how we started talking first with Picasso Network. They were coming in from the Cosmos ecosystem and launching on the Solana side. And we said, hey, you know what? This is an opportunity for us to get into it. But then we said, okay, so there's going to be more competitors coming into the space. And so it happened, right? Solid came in, Allstake. There's a couple of stealth projects coming out with their own AVSs. And so for us, we said, okay, so let's take two steps back and understand how do we integrate all of them, right? Because then you start to get the feeling of, okay, which AVS should I put in my LSTs? And so that's when the idea came out to create a restaking aggregator service. And instead of competing with them, aggregate them all together and offered and simplify this experience for those users in the Solana ecosystem that want to leverage their LSTs and then have a liquid restaking token they can move and participate in DeFi. Now, a very important aspect here is that a lot of these AVSs are offering points because they're not offering real yield for the moment, because it's a chicken and egg problem. Do you have the users, the blockchains or projects that want to tap into that abstraction layer of compute power? That's still work in progress. And so folks, what they're doing, or projects, what they're doing is that they're offering a point system in order to incentivize folks for locking their LSTs there. And so with that in mind, what we're going to be doing, at least for the first 3 months, in order for people that deposit their LSTs on our aggregator service to earn a real yield, we're going to do leverage staking for the first 3 months with Camino and Drift, then give enough time for the AVSs to really launch their business models, and then for real yield to start to be distributed to those that participated by delegating their LSTs. And so that's kind of the one-step approach that we're going to be taking. But anyhow, exciting times for sure. A lot of uncertainty, of course. This goes without saying, but then I'll say it very straightforward. This should not be considered financial advice. Please do your own research. Crypto is risky, so please do not put your whole life savings into it. Even if you want to degen and you want to ape, I would advise you not to do it. Just be wary of what you're doing here, because it's still we're alpha beta testing as we go, right? And that's the beauty of it. And sometimes that's what scares people off. But for many of us that have been building for the last 3 or 4 years, this is just another side of building on top of blockchain technology.
Fantastic. Thank you, Claudio. And I want to circle back with Diego. Diego, hearing out everything that Claudio's mentioned, I really want to ask on this, like, we have like this specific case right now with Metapool restaking service, but we have also an audience that is probably interested on building things on Solana. What are the suggestions or advices that you can give to the teams that are interested to launch innovative services inside of Solana to be successful inside of this ecosystem? Diego, can you share with us, and later, King, can you also share with us your thoughts on this?
Sure, of course. And so, just to rephrase, is what it takes to build a successful product inside Solana.
Yeah, so such innovative services like those that we
Yeah,
are looking inside of the Copa America, but also we are looking right now with the restaking services. What will you tell all these people that is interested to launch new innovative services?
yeah. I mean, it goes back to finding a problem to solve, right? Well, the two ways to look at things, like one is to look at an opportunity that you want to build, and people don't see that yet, and gotta create it and show it, put in front of people. And then there's just finding a real problem, real pain that we have. I think that one of the biggest challenges that we see our goals to go through method adoption is just not even the how creative or how innovative you are with the code, but in the user experience, right? Is in use. Phantom is known for having a great UX, and we're starting to see more and more, and little by little actually, but more products coming in with a great UX in the ecosystem. So I'd say that for folks to start thinking beyond our own bubble, right, and thinking what a mainstream user would like to see and explore and use, it has to be something that, and that's the reason why Solana has been so successful, right? You've got to be a fast, cheap, and experience in the same way that it is for most Web3 and Web2 today. But it has to be also that something that is delightful to use, right? It's like a word that is used very often. These hackathons is helpful, or startup competitions like we're focusing more now in Latin America. Again, it's helpful. And but ultimately you got to have distribution, right? Be able to put your product in front of thousands and millions of people, and we can definitely help you through super teams, through the communities that we have, the reach that we have. But you got to go beyond that. You got to go really to mainstream users, and that's why we created this different version of a hackathon with Copa America, where we are bringing mentors and partners who are from the Web2 world, right? From people who have built products for millions of people. We're also looking for partners in the distribution side of the event so that we can reach users during the tournament phase that I mentioned earlier, that can reach, again, millions of users. They're doing bets in traditional betting platforms, not just in Web3. So that's what I suggest is if you are in Latin America, if you're a founder of Latin America, definitely get involved with Copa America, because it's not just another hackathon, right? It's really a different way to think about reaching mainstream consumers and having feedback from people who have built products uh, for millions of folks. So like I said, like Claudio, for instance. Claudio is one of the mentors that we have in the program, and we have others as well with a strong profile like his.
Awesome. Yeah, I think these are like good advices to have when you are starting to be a founder inside of Solana. So really insightful, Diego, for sharing all of this. And well, I want to jump next into uh, we have when well I know and we know inside of the Metapool there is a pre-launchment of the restaking services right now happening inside of Metapool. So it is the senior pool game that we have, the Mr. Pool game that we have inside of the Metapool website. Claudio, do you want to tell us more about this? And what are we doing for inviting all the people to participate with Senior Pool and also for the restaking services?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, we wanted to have something that it was a little bit different. I think some the feedback from the community is that sometimes we're a little bit too uptight, right, and very straightforward. And so Senor Pool has been a way for us to laugh at ourselves and laugh at the sometimes at the ecosystem as well. But now it's time to put something our skills into practice and not just the code, writing code or looking at the charts. And so we wanted to have a mixture about that. And so for folks that want to showcase their gaming skills, we're running this contest all throughout September 20th before the launch for folks to get the highest score possible, share with the community, and then you'll do a few steps, right? First of all, more importantly, just get people excited about staking on Metapool first for them to get a liquid staking token, MSOL in this case, which is our partnership with Marinade, and then eventually have that MSOL ready for when the restaking aggregator service launches. And so they can go and deposit that as well. And so it's been pretty straightforward, but the game is pretty cool. We believe it's just like a Flappy Bird version with Senor Pool there. So I reckon everybody has played it once in their whole life. It's a little bit difficult, but then again, that's the fun of it, right? Just making something that people will enjoy for a few hours. Some folks, a few minutes. Some of us that are not too good at gaming. But yeah, it's just a different dynamic, and like Diego says, right? Like Solana knows how to have fun, build, get serious, but more importantly, enjoy the ride.
Yeah, it's really addictive. that's that's what I can say. I spent like 1 hour trying to reach my first 10 points, and I know that these people doing more points, and it later make it competitive. So everyone is invited to participate. It's also a chance for anyone to start earning some tokens, and later you can move those tokens to be part of your staking holding. So. Give a chance to play it, and if you have if you have free time, you can see how the senior pool is making through all these game. So, well, right now we have been discussing through several topics, how it is evolving Solana on different regions, about how Nightly Wallet has evolved to now become part of the ecosystem of Solana. Super Team UA has showed us how they working on the region. We talked about also our launchment for Restaking aggregator services. Many topics I think that are happening right now. This is also what is coming on the future for Metapool, that is taking aggregator services. But Diego, I'm interested that you can tell us. We know that you work on with different teams for Solana. What is coming on the next month? How it is? How is 2024 ending? How it is 2025 starting? And probably you can share with us some alpha leaks to share with our audience.
Mm. Definitely. Well, we have Breakpoint next week, and working really hard to bring this to Latin America. You know, we got really close this year, and the way we're going to be able to bring not just Breakpoint, but more resources, more capital, more investment from Solana Foundation, from the companies and ecosystem, you know, is going to be by showing that are not just users in Latin America, but builders. People are actually not just founders, but people are actually working on startups and supporting startups or DAOs like Metapool, you know. So we need to show up. We need to really come and participate in these hackathons. If you're not able to participate, at least help advertise and promote it. Not only the global hackathon, but also Copa America, so that we can showcase to the foundation, everyone in the world, that we have great products there. That way we can bring more investment, Solana investing more, other ecosystems are going to invest more, and then we're going to bring more resources to the whole region. So it's really important that we do that. Beyond this, then we have several events. Claudio mentioned Island DAO. It's going to turn up for Solana Summer, Brazil, Argentina, maybe another country there. So, 2020, one in Dubai. I'm here in Vietnam. We had one in the UK, so I want to bring one to Latin America, likely Mexico or Brazil, Q1. So stay tuned for that. What else? I think that's it. We definitely got to make Meta, the restaking program and launch successful. So help us as much as you can in the events that we're going to have not only next week, but beyond that in the next months to help this initiative be successful. And let's work together to really have, great products being launched in Latin America and showcase that to the world.
Well, you resume it very well, but seems like there is a lot of things to do for this and coming years. So that's really exciting to see. Well, here our team is down here on the streaming is sharing many of the links that have been mentioned by our guests and speakers. So thank you to the team. We have here Island DAO. Also, we have copasolana.com and another couple of sites that you will be able to see here on the stream. So we are in the last track of this call. So more alpha leaks. I'm really interested to hear more about that. MB, do you want to tell us more? What is happening, or what are your upcoming plans for Solana in this end of the year and the coming year?
Uh, yeah, so it seems like obviously the Solana, maybe not like directly Solana, but Solana virtual machine is catching up some trends. We have like Sonic, Mantis, Eclipse, and there is a bunch of others launching. So this is obviously target for us, and we want to make sure that all of the users that are currently using Solana will be able also to use all of those like Solana-like networks using nightly. So we are constantly trying to integrate. We already have like support for Sonic, and I think our support for like Eclipse and Mantis should be launching soon. And obviously, for others that are coming, we also have them like in a pipeline. So this is probably like something that we are focusing on. But obviously, on Solana directly, we also want to constantly improve what we are doing. And here, for example, we're probably going to try more focus on like payments and making onboarding and offboarding people from Solana much more easier.
Fantastic. Thanks, NB. Super team, UA, do you want some alpha leaks, last statements?
Um, Nothing. Just wanna say a few things that if you're developing on Solana, make sure that you know what your user market fit looks like. You know who your target users are, right? Because you can have like the best product out there, right? But if there's no user to use your product, then what's the point of such a product? So yeah.
Thank you, King. Well, I think that there has been a lot of information. There is a lot of people that is also seeing this stream. So I really appreciate all the audience that has been with us. We have a couple of names that are here on the YouTube stream. I see we have Sky, we have Oliver, we have Mayara, we have Super Team Brazil, we have Norbert, Pablo. Thank you really much, everyone, for joining, and we are ready for making this new launchment inside of the Restaking Aggregator service of Metapool. Claudio, do you want to make some last statements and wrap up this?
Yeah, I think first of all, just thank you very much, King. Thank you very much, MB, for coming to the spaces. I know it's late over there. Well, kind of early for MB, late for Diego and myself. All right. But more so than anything, I think this is just the beginning. I think we're uncovering the potential for what we're calling, at least from the medical side, frontier markets, which are regions that are at the border of crypto mass adoption. So definitely Africa is one of them, Southeast Asia, right, Latin America. We see that there's a lot of potential here. A lot of builders need support. For those of you that are also just getting started with the Medical DAO, we do have a grants program as well. So reach out to us, solicit funds as well. Go to the earn campaigns as well. There's lots of ways for you to get started. You don't have to build a startup from the beginning. Participating in hackathons is great. It really puts you on the pressure cooker, right? Sometimes you do commit and you deliver. Sometimes you don't. I would just advise not to get discouraged. It's also just rinse and repeat effect, right? So anyhow, congratulations on folks wanting to take that first step in participating in the Copa America with Solana Foundation. Congratulations to those that have applied for Founders Village in the Dubai. and just take it one step at a time. The Rome wasn't built in one day, right? Just take your time, surround yourself with wonderful people, also with positive people as well, and just if you see us, don't be a stranger, say hi. Likely everybody's been through some sort of issues, whatever. Share it, and yeah, keep on building and keep on staking as well.
Okay, so thank you really much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, MB, King, Diego. Thank you really much. See you soon. Gracias, nos vemos.
Thank you.
All right, guys. See you. Take care.
Obrigado.